Hello everyone. Welcome all of you to Super Coaching UPSC by Testbook. As you all know that the big day, the D-Day, the prelims exam is on this Sunday. I wish all of you, whoever has toiled hard in the last few years, I wish them all the best. Definitely, especially the persons who are writing this exam for the first time, there are certain things which you have to be ready mentally of what you need to do in the exam time frame. What should you do during the exam time? What should be your mindset and all those kind of things? Definitely, I would like to discuss all such kind of things now. Yes, good afternoon, Pallavi. How are you doing? Are you attempting this exam? Are you writing this exam, the upcoming prelims? Are you writing it? See, in the exam, the mindset, how many questions to attempt, okay, prioritization, OMR sheet, how many questions should attempt, risk factors, all these things should be taken into considerations, right? Sri Vanilla, good afternoon. Pallavi, that's wonderful. I hope you all have understood about the basic things of what to do during the exam time frame, right? Pallavi, feeling anxious, I can understand. I'm with you on that. Everyone will be feeling anxious when there is a very big day approaching in our life. Definitely. That is part and parcel of such kind of things. Slowly, you have to have trust, self-confidence, self-belief, okay, prayers of your family, prayers of your the loved ones, especially the ones who tried to guide you, help you since the last few years, your teachers, your friends, all would be there hoping for the best. So definitely their prayers should turn into a confidence building measure. Okay, so just have trust on their prayers, trust on your abilities. Automatically, feeling anxious, I wouldn't say it would be zero. Definitely it will not. You have to live with this thing. You have to live with this kind of anxious things, and then you have to perform well on the day of the exam, right? So my idea here is basically to tell you about what are the things I want you to do, what are the things which you have to ignore, what are the things which you have to focus, how many questions to be attempted. Especially don't go by the magic number, you have to go by the flow of the exam. What is the risk factor which you need to do, all those kind of things. The first and foremost, how to manage OMR sheet. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. There are different methods. Different people will have different objects. If you see any kind of a UPSC question paper, not the OMR sheet, there are around 5 to 7 questions in one paper, right? In one page, right? As you move from one page to another page, there would be another 5 to 7 questions, sometimes 4 if the lengthy question is there. Otherwise, there will be around 5 questions as such. 5 to 7 is the norm. Now, when you try to see the questions and you try to mark it in the OMR sheet, observing the question number and marking it is very, very important. I know common sense, this is part of the common sense, but when you feel anxious, when you are overwhelmed by the D-Day, the kind of atmosphere we have in the exam, sometimes it is humanly possible that we don't follow the common sense which we normally have it. So common sense is not so common, right? Especially when you are anxious. Everyone will go through it. Even myself, I know that there will be certain blunders which I would not be doing it when there is no kind of an exam pressure. So handling exam pressure, understanding is very, very important. So on that day, OMR sheet filling and all. By now you should have practiced these OMR sheets very well. Okay. Then what should be the approach during the exam? The moment you see the question paper, for example, there are two approaches of filling the marks. Okay. One, go page wise, right? So 5 to 7 questions in one page. Which one of them is correct and all? Then attempt those questions in the exam hall. or otherwise some of them dislike dislike it and they wanted to continue with the flow of the paper. What you can do is tick mark it, tick mark the answers. Continuously you do it. Continuously you do it for all the questions for the first 1 hour. I think you all know this. The basic level 1 questions, level 2 questions, right? Level 3 questions. That is easy, medium, difficult. The first round is meant for easy questions. Cover the entire question paper. Check the entire question papers. Once you cover all the 100 questions, definitely there would be around 30 to 40 questions which are depending on the difficulty level of the paper. You would be able to do 30 or 40 depending on the difficulty level, and all these things, it will be spread across the question paper of 100 questions, right? If that is the case, either you fill the OMR sheets page wise, 5 to 7 questions, the level 1, 2 to 3 questions which might come up in every page, or sometimes 0, sometimes all of them, depends on whatever the paper is there. So you try to attempt them page wise, or first 60 to 70 minutes, 60 to 70 minutes in the first 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes as such. Usually you will cover the entire round. In fact, by then itself you have covered decent enough of other things as well, right? So as you do it, what you can do is level 1 questions, try to fill them in the OMR sheets. Don't wait until the last 15-20 minutes. Don't wait. Complete it either page wise or depending on that level 1 after 1 hour. It depends on your choice. You can choose whichever you think. There is no hard and fast rule that this is what you can do. That is left to you. But definitely one thing, don't wait until the last 10-15 minutes to fill the OMR sheet. Fill your hall ticket very carefully. Fill the particular question paper which is provided to you very carefully. All those kind of things, do it very well, right? Once you do this kind of OMR sheet, the second aspect is risk management. How many questions should I attempt? Pallavi, as you are listening now, have you have any preconceived number of how many questions to attempt? Paras Pranjal, good evening, good afternoon rather. Have you have any kind of a preconceived idea of how many questions should I attempt? Have you? Right. So the second aspect, as I was trying to tell you, how many questions should I attempt? The first and foremost rule of this, how many questions should I attempt, is don't, what do you say? You should not have a preconceived notion that I would be attempting this many questions, I would be attempting 80 and all those kind of things. See, the cutoff is around 75 last year, difficult paper. In the first round, imagine you got 30 questions right, you got only 60 marks. So for you to get into beyond the 70-80 marks and all, we always try to get more number of things. We will try to attempt more. As we attempt more, there is a possibility of negativity. There is a possibility of mistakes in the first 30 level 1 questions, which we thought it is right, but in the exam it might be mistaken as well. Definitely all these things into considerations. There is no you would not be leaving at around 45-50 questions and coming back, right? So there are certain people, different strategies might be deployed based on different kind of things and all, right? So depending on the paper, that's the thing. Don't have a fixed number. Rather, so for example, one of the challenge which we all have is, to clear the prelims exam, I have to attempt at any cost 80 questions, at any cost 85. Sometimes we'll go with a preconceived notion, and unfortunately we are taking more amount of blindness. Instead, what I will do is, instead of having this one, identify your risks, identify the rewards. What is that? I will try to tell you with the SWOT analysis. The one thing, identify, for example, there will be definitely around 15 to 20 questions in the exam, or at least at least around 15 to 10 questions in the exam where you have to do this. Bilkul nahi risk lene ke baba, right? So instead of identifying I will attempt 80, what you can do is you can think in the other way that I will definitely not attempt this question. Which question? Think. Which question? Go back to PYQs. Go back to your strength. Go back to your understanding. Take a where your usual calculations go wrong. Think about it. Sir, example. Understand your strengths, weaknesses, or your threat. Now, weaknesses. What could be weakness? For example, during my preparation days, or during many of the people as I talk with the aspirants right now, some of them are really good at polity. Some of them are really good at economy. So that is their strength. Say some are having weakness in terms of, say, environment. In the environment, there is a possibility of randomness. Imagine your weak link is environment, and there is a random, very difficult question which is asked from the same syllabus. That would be your threat. Straight away, oh, environment is my weak link, and at the same time there is not a simple question but a very, very random somewhere, you did not hear it until now. Say last year they have asked you which of the following, or what is that question they have asked last year about certain animal behavior which are sleeping very late night. What is that word we use that? So they asked a question about animal behavior, right? And all those kind of things. They will be asking about some kind of random environmental organizations which you are never aware, right? Which of the following animals are nocturnal in nature? Do you remember that question? So once you don't know about animals, once you don't know much about, that is not your strength, that is not your forte. I think you all use this word, no, this is not my cup of tea. That kind of a subject, and within that subject, this is the random question. Bilkul nahi risk lene ka. This is your weakness. Leave it. Right? So, right, that's what you can do. Another aspect which you can do is understand. I think the ones who are attempting, even now, you have a fair history now. You have fairly attempted certain mocks. You know that this is your strength. Sir, polity. Any question, very a random question out of polity also, because my confidence in polity is so high, because my background work which I have done in polity is very good, my understanding about polity is good. Any random question, when you take a calculative guesswork, see the word here, not tukka nahi marna, right? You are not throwing stones into the dark. There is a calculative guesswork which is based on your knowledge, which is based on your intuition, which is based on your understanding about that particular subject or a topic. Identify subjects, identify topics. There you do it well. For me, my strengths are definitely, I know polity, very good strength. Economy, good strength. Geography, I know my weaknesses, I know my strength. Environment, okay, this is random, I might not know. History, somewhere they ask about some kind of a freedom fighter which you haven't heard for the first time. Whether it is suitable to you or not. Everyone is unique. For example, here Ayush Singh can have around, very good in history. Say Pallavi can be good in economy, or it could be poor in geography. The other person, Paras Paranjal, can be good in geography, poor in economy. Whatever, we never know. Every individual is different. Based on your individual choices, your preferences, understand your weaknesses. What are your strengths? Then understand the nature of the questions. Random, okay? Understand the question paper pattern. Now you see, there are statement based questions, there are question based, there are how many of them correct, 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, that based of questions. There are straightforward questions giving a question ABCD. Now you judge yourself by right now in the next few days, understand which kind of things you are doing well, right? Subject wise, nature of the question wise. This is subject wise. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? Then question paper wise, pattern wise, what is the pattern of the question? straightforward 4 options or statements and then how many of them correct or assertion wala question, whatever is there. Try to have a understanding there. Okay. Depending on that, you have your strengths. Understand? For example, I still remember my first attempt when I was writing the prelims exam. I thought that I know everything. Thank you very much. UPSC has shown me its result, right? So I was literally by the end of the exam, I know that I'm not participating in the mains exam. Then the first learnings as I have seen what mistakes I have done. These are beginners mistakes. Okay, that is, I don't know anything at all. I just simply assumed. So I was underprepared. Once I have prepared, then I have analyzed every nook and corner. So I have done my preparation over the last 1 year. Then I have went to the exam. Once I started going to the exam now I have identified, okay, there is a topic called genetic engineering. There is a talking of biotechnology. Okay, this might of the questions which I am not aware. Science and technology, especially biotechnology, I am not so good in the initial days. So any question which is a random based question out of that particular topic, I will never used to take any kind of calculative guess. For example, when you know that as you read a question, this is the question I know, you would also know certain questions that, oh, this question, there is no point, there is no way that I'll get it right. Sometimes you will be having that intuition. Such kind of things, what I'm trying to tell you, bilkul risk nahi lene ka. So 15 to 20 questions, leave them. Then think. For example, this is a random based question. For some, this question is a typical bilkul nahi risk lene ka question. For some, based on some intuition about the statements given, they might be getting it right because they will eliminate certain things. So your risk management, your risk reward ratio, what I'm trying to tell you is risk reward ratio, risk to reward, it should be based on your strengths, based on your weaknesses, based on your threat level of the examiner. This has to be there in your brain. Once you have it, in the exam, the way you prepare, it would be easier for you to follow, right? So try in that way. Definitely, if there are around polity 20 questions which are asked in the prelims exam, even polity is your strength, definitely in the first round, maybe the number of questions out of polity itself, you might have attempted already 10 or 12. There would be 5 or 6 questions which you would be leaving for the next round. So in the next round, there is a possible intuition that, oh, this I can do it. So what I am trying to tell you is, once you understand your risk reward ratio about your exams and all, accordingly, how many questions should be attempted is, in the first round, definitely you would be having around 30 to 40 questions. Imagine, do it first. Don't take calculate. This is my personal opinion. Whether that suits you or not, you think over. I never used to think about the level 2, level 3 questions during the exam frame. I will be worried only about first round questions very, very carefully. So what I used to do, I'll take the question paper, read the first question, second question, third question. If I know this question, I will attempt it. I'll tick it in the question paper. Then I'll go to the next question. And if I know that this is a certain question which I don't know, in the level 1, I will be attending 30 to 40 questions which are very easy for me, according to me. And I will also make it sure that in the first round, I will leave certain questions. At least around 5 to 10 questions, 5 questions over a corridor of 100 questions, definitely I will be leaving them. Because I don't want to waste my time on those 5 questions. I know my strengths and weaknesses very well. Then in the second round, level 2, confusion between 2 options. In the second round, level 2, confusion between 2 options. Anything, any question, regardless of my strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, randomness, whatever. If I am at least confident in the exam that if two options I am able to eliminate, I would never leave such questions. Right? Level 2. So hopefully you have done around this also around 30 to 40 questions. Hopefully. Then level 3. In the exam, there is always some added curiosity, added love, affection towards one question which we wanted to attempt for any cost. Right? Kujli hoga, hai na? Sometimes there is always that curiosity to attempt some questions. There is nothing wrong in attempting certain questions. Nothing wrong. Because our intuition, our knowledge, our ability matters a lot at that point of time. Just to make it sure that such kind of questions are not more than 3 to 5 questions. Don't have such kind of intuition based on questions for 10, 15, 20 questions. Then there is a problem. But otherwise, it is okay. Right? Right, all of you? Yes, Paras Pranjal, Ayush, Pallavi. Have you got this idea, perspective? Right? So, understand how your mindset is working. It's all, my dear, it's all about your, mindset. Your mindset is very important. So, focus on your mindset very well. Have a positive mindset. Have your self-beliefs. Have your self-beliefs. Have a positive mindset, right? Go to the exam. Sri Vanilla, I think for you, I think this is a learning curve, right? You will be definitely, I know that you would not be attempting, I hope so, right? I'm not aware. I assume that you don't attempt it because you have taken the classes recently. So I think you need your time. So at least you can get a perspective of the other skills which we all need to have. So you need to be having a positive mindset. You need to understand your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. You need to have your self-beliefs, right? Be calm and composed. Have belief in your ability. Understand the minimum things. So, and accordingly, this mindset, having a positive mindset, not worried about how many questions to attempt. See, when you go to the exam, worrying about how many questions to attempt, already your mindset is worried about the result. Don't worry about the result, no. Focus on the process. Focus on each question paper. Why are you worrying about the result now? Result, anyhow, after 4:30, after your CSAT paper, result is natural. Worry about that later on, no? Right? That's what the things. Pallavi, then it's about, what about CSAT? CSAT, once again, the same thing. English passages, the mathematics, mental ability questions, mathematics, reasoning. Which one are you good at? Which one are you not good at? Over the 80 questions which are there in CSAT paper, definitely there would be 25 to 30 questions where you will be able to attempt it. What I have my strategy is, first 1 hour, I always fix it for the, for the English passages. All the English passages, easy, medium, difficult, I used to attempt them. Among these 25 questions, English passages, if there are 3 to 4 questions which are very difficult, maybe I would leave that. Otherwise, mostly I used to attempt them. So, I'm very good at that kind of passages and all. So definitely I believe in this first 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour, at least there are 28 to 30 questions out of English passages. I used to do that. Then the remaining 50 questions, I used to pick and choose certain questions which are easy to calculate, which I know very well. Pick and choose. The one thing is, there are no brain fade moment in CSAT. I know that, oh, this question, if it is crossing more than 10 minutes and still I am unable to attempt, I will be running away. I will worry about remaining questions. I will not worry about that particular question. This is a brain fade moment. So I would not do that. So what I am trying to tell you, if you start with English, start with it. Start with mathematics, start with it. 1 hour. Or you can divide 45, 45, 45. Mathematics 45, reasoning 45, English 45 minutes. It is very difficult to divide mathematics, reasoning and all these things. What I used to do is more than 1 hour passages, until 1 hour passages. Then the remaining 1 hour, among the reasoning, mental ability and everything, I used to divide. I used to identify, pick and choose which one I can do, which one I cannot do. I never attempted questions beyond 50 questions in CSAT. This is my strategy. I'm not suggesting this is what you should do. I'm suggesting that you have your belief in your abilities on your strengths and weaknesses for the same again in CSAT, and accordingly choose certain things. Right? Yeah. Basically, I'm saying that you have to start with your strength. Just a minute. Right. Pallavi, I'm saying that, yes. I'm saying that basically, yes, you have to start with your strengths. You have to get your strengths right. Right. Basavaraj, good evening. Good evening. Right. So you have to start with your strengths. Then your, definitely the remaining things would come later on. That positive mindset. Imagine you do very well on what you know. There is a positive mindset. There is some kind of, what you call this is extra momentum which we have it. Along with this momentum, some questions, it's all about, managing 10, 15 here and there questions very well. If you manage here and there random 10, 15 questions very well, you would clear it. Why? If you do it your basics very well, which you are supposed to do, which you would do, the managing the 15, 20 random questions is what will decide your score in the prelims paper. Similarly for CSAT, you have to understand what is your core strength within that as well. Reasoning, which kind of a reasoning question you are good at? What is the nature of the question? Some questions, if you know that, there will be certain questions. The moment you read it, if you click it, you will possibly get it right. It's all about your practice. Whatever you have done the practice, that will give you the confidence in the exam. So accordingly, have a belief in that. So have your positive mindset, have your self-belief and do that. Right. Okay. Then, so what are the learnings? What are the learnings, all of you? The first, understand your strength, weaknesses, threats. Say, random question. You are extremely unaware, all these things. Strengths, subject wise, as well as pattern wise. Then second, OMR filling. OMR, definitely don't wait until last half an hour. Either you start after 1 hour or page wise. Definitely. Fill them carefully. Fill them carefully. Okay, take enough time. Right? Then the second thing, third thing, questions to attempt. Don't go by fixed number. Nature of each single question should determine. By now, subject wise, pattern wise, random questions and all, how to attempt, how not to attempt, there is already some kind of a thought given to you. Using that thoughts in the exam, try to do that. Then one more thing. Despite having said all these things, it is quite possible in the exam that you would be having a brain fade moment. You see, suddenly you assuming that you would never have it, rather than assume that you might have a brain fade moment, that you are stuck in one question or your brain is not working. How do you manage that? Think right now itself. That means at least your mindset is ready that, oh, brain fade is natural. It will happen in the exam. How to come out of it? That you manage right now. In the exam, when you know that this is what it is, you will try to come out. What I used to do is, in CSAT paper, if anything more than 5 to 7 minutes and still I'm unable to get it, then I will take a calculative goal for the next 3 to 4 minutes. After 5 to 7 minutes, I should get the answer. If I don't get the answer, I will give you extra 3 minutes. Within that 3 minutes, if I get it, I get it. Otherwise, go forward. Don't worry about the question, right? This is what I used to do. Forget it, move forward, right? That is what I used to do. Brain fade. In the exam, even in general studies paper, GS paper, there would be 1 or 2 questions where I would feel that I will definitely get it right. My dear, if you are stuck in one question for more than 10 minutes and still you are not getting it right, it means you don't have clarity on that. Then why attempt that? Leave it. Don't attempt. Worry about the remaining things. So that's what I used to do. Naturally, there is a brain fade. I would understand, oh, this is now my brain fade. I should not have any ego level now. Move forward. This is what I would like to tell you, all of you. And the remaining things, take some chocolate, okay? A glucose level should be very, very high, sugar level, so that your brain is working well. Take water. You should not be dehydrated, but definitely take water. Especially I don't see that there is a problem of time for paper 1, GS paper 1. Maybe that the whole concept of time is always difficult for paper 2. So that is not at all a problem. So eat basic food, no masalas today and tomorrow. Sleep well for 8 hours today and tomorrow, right? The next 3 nights, whatever you have. Sleep well. Drink a decent amount of water and all. Be hydrated. Okay, be calm and composed. Think about your ability. The next 2 to 3 days, maybe prioritization. Prioritize the ones which you wanted to revise. You know that this might be tricky. I would like to revise them. One of the things I used to do is, I used to never prepare anything on Saturday evening, from Saturday after the lunch. That's what I used to do. But if you wanted to prepare, but don't push yourself too much on Saturday. Whatever you wanted to do it, revise and all, this and tomorrow is the core time. Saturday, you can revise certain things, but you should not be, push so much stress on your brain, right? Anything more you want me to answer? Anything more you want me to answer? Anyone who wanted to have any query, please drop a comment in the comments so that I can answer you, or you can yourself drop a question in my Telegram channel. And if you wanted a conversation, I don't have any kind of issues to have a conversation with you. Ultimately, we are the support system for you, right? This is part and parcel of the support system. Definitely, I would like to consider myself as a person who is not just a faculty teaching a particular subject, but also guiding my dear students in this community of UPSC preparation. So this is what my objective is. So have the belief, have a positive mindset, be confident, go and rock it in the exam. All the best to all of you. Thank you. Thank you. I wish to see you with a smiling face after 4:30 p.m. on this Sunday, so that indicates that you have fairly done well in both the papers. All the best to you. Wish you good luck. Thank you. Jai Hind.